Welcome back to the Pulse. Two men are in the grips of police for beating up their houseboy to death. And currently, an eyewitness is telling the Sotom police that they saw 27-year-old man handcuffed to a pillar in a house as he was hit many times with a pistol, ostensibly for stealing from his employers. He says the beating continued at another location. His story has been corroborated by other people who also witnessed the incident. The Sotom Police Commander, Superintendent Kwame J.C. Afari, says the suspects claim the deceased was beaten by a mob. He further stated they will be arraigned on Thursday. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
This is the residence where the alleged incident happened. Some eyewitnesses we've been speaking to say the deceased was tied to a pillar and was beaten many times by his employers before he died. One of them we've been speaking to wants to remain anonymous.
So the whole thing happened around 6 o'clock when me and my wife was returning back home from where we went to sleep. When we got to the house, we heard screams from the place, so we tried to see what was going on there. So we asked people around and they were like, it's our friend Smiler, they are beating over there. So when we go inside and then we saw the state of Smiler, the man who was beating him stopped beating him. And then we asked what he has done because he was handcuffed to a pillar in the house and then they were using fufu stick about this feet and then some brick stones to hit the guy. But when they saw us, they stopped. And then they were like, he has stolen their gold jewelries and then some expensive clothes in a bag. So we were all standing with him. I was trying to talk to the boy. When I speak to the boy can't speak to me back, but he always nods his head and then he gave me a wink. So I was like, oh, what's wrong with the boy? And then the boy couldn't even express himself. When he tried speaking, he was doing like he has something going on inside him. And then they said the guy is thirsty, so they should give him water.
So in the early morning, I was hearing that somebody is shouting in the yard. Aye. So I asked about what is going on, and somebody said it's a Smiler, that soldier man is beating him. And I asked what happened, and they said he steals something like jewelry and lace that they sent from abroad. So that is why they are punishing the boy. And at the end of the day, after beating him, they took the guy to his father. And the father said, okay, this boy is your boy. So you are in a house with this boy. So let's sit down and settle the matter with amicably so that if you need money, we can pay. The guy said no. So he brought the guy back. And he called one of his friends, he called it from National Security. He's a very huge man. They used weapons like stick and some iron rods, pieces of iron rods, to hit the boy at back till the guy died. So when they noticed that the guy is going down unconsciously, they took the guy to Desert Hospital. The guy did not survive. They used handcuff the guy through pillar. So they fold the guy back beside the pillar. So they hit the guy at back. I heard a gunshot. There's a warning shot in the morning. But that everybody should not get closer to where the thing is going on.
Family members of the suspects claim that the deceased was actually a thief. They are insisting that he was beaten by a mob, not by their family members who are in police custody.
So we went into the first entrance and then he took the next exit out. So while he was running, we tried chasing him. And as you know, within these slums, you have people chasing him too. So people started chasing him, shouting, hey, Juloy, Juloy. Before we know, they had caught him, started beating him. So my brother, which is the Muhammad Awal, came. He came in and then took him from the mob. And then started saying, but why were you running away? Have you seen what you've caused? No, we should wait. Then he started vomiting the cocoa he had drank. So immediately, we had to rush him to the hospital, which was being done by Muhammad Awal and Dr. Adams, which is the junior brother. They rushed him to the hospital for medical attention. Then we lost him there.
Police investigators are here at the residence of one of the suspects, speaking very vital information connected to this case. We've been speaking to the Soweto Police Commander, who says that the suspects will be arraigned on Tuesday. He also tells us that the suspects claim that the deceased was actually assaulted by a mob.
In the evening around 5 p.m. yesterday, one Ibrahim came to the station to report that 2 national security men have beaten his son to death, and they are with the body in their house. So we asked an investigator and a patrol team to move to the said house. On their way, they met the so-called national security guys coming to the station. So they brought them to the station. Now, so we started interrogating them. Apparently, one of them said he's a health worker, and then the other gentleman said he works with a private security company. So they were not from the national security. Now, whether somebody has died or not was true that somebody has died. So we met them with the body. They are alleging that the deceased was a worker in their house who they give a room to stay. Now, they were having series of thefts, this missing, that missing, here and there. So they suspected him. So yesterday, they queried him, and then he admitted on a mobile phone. So they took him to where he sold it. They wanted to retrieve the mobile phone plus all other items that got missing in the house. Now, they said when they were going, they got to a point, the guy slipped from their hand and ran away. So they chased him into a house. They searched for him, they couldn't find him. So they were going, they decided to go back. And there they saw the guy coming from a bathroom or a washroom there, and then just pop into them. Now, at the time he ran away, they raised the alarm, thief. So, according to them, some guys came around. So when they later found him, the guys beat him. And they took him into their vehicle, trying to move away from the scene. But when they were on their way going, they realized that the guy was not feeling comfortable. He was dying. So they took him to a nearby hospital, and he was pronounced dead, just like that. So the story they are telling us is what I have said. But we have to do a lot of investigations into this matter to see whether what they are saying is true. In any case, when you catch a thief, you have to send him to the police station. You don't have the right to take him to wherever to go. Let the police do that. You don't have the right to take him to retrieve your items and so on. So their conduct didn't go well. And the point where they said they did not beat him, but the mob, which mob? Who are they? We have to find out and see who these guys are, so that we can unravel the mystery behind the whole issue. So as I speak to you, the 2 suspects, Mohammed Awa Abubakar and Adams Abubakari, are in our custody. We'll work on them today. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll put them before court for negligently causing harm. And then after the autopsy or postmortem, we'll see the cause of death, and then we'll proceed from there. We have started the investigation, so all these key witnesses will come on board and give us an account of what happened or what they saw, and then we'll factor all this into the investigations, and we'll see how it will go. Personally, I didn't see the disease, but the investigator did. So he was telling me about the neck being so weak and so on. So we don't want to draw any conclusions as to what happened to him. We want to leave it to the pathologist to do that.